Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/ProRevenge, where a betrayed husband wrecked the lives of two very deserving people. Let's begin. Together 13 years, married for 8 and 2 kids. Posted by Reddit user Gruesome1.
First time here and I'm already reading a lot of stories similar to mine, but I want to post here for my own reasons. I'm losing my mind. I'm the male, not perfect, but I've never cheated on anyone and never would. My wife has known this from the very beginning, as cheating had a huge impact on my life when I was a bit younger. I'll try not to leave anything out. It may be a lot and I'm sorry, but I just hope that someone will read this and give me something I need or want to hear, because I am beyond a mess and have been for almost a month. So, this wife of mine, we used to get babysat together when we were ages 4 through 10 or something like that. She always had a crush on me when we were that age, but I am 4 years older, so as kids, no go. Fast forward decades later, I'm going through a breakup and for whatever reason, she just popped in my head and I hit her up on Facebook. It really all took off very fast from there, but she was engaged to someone else at the time. Eventually she broke off that engagement and we were together and have been ever since.
Every word you just spoke has made me violently angry.
So as I said, we've been together for 13 years now and have 2 daughters. Marriage has had its ups and downs as all do, but I just didn't see this one coming. It took me a long time to even trust her to begin with because of my past trauma with cheating, but after a long time, I did get there. I did feel like I had one that I could trust and wouldn't hurt me. I was wrong. December 19th, I caught her up really bad. I had already had my internal suspicions. Literally just my heart telling me. I have no other way to explain it other than that. So something told me to do some exploring. Log into ATT and I give names to all the numbers I know. It took an hour, but I got it done then and there were only a couple left. One is Aunt Donna. Okay, that's fine. What about this one? It was a 30-minute phone call. She says I don't know. I said his name. You talked to this person for 30 minutes. She says, I really don't know. Shoot over to the text portions again and I say weird. Here's that number again and you're texting it back and forth. So that was the moment she got caught. Went to her mom's with the kids for a few days. I suffered. I cried. And I still now am doing those things. She swears she's sorry and this and that, but it happened for 7 months. With her ex she left for me. Now she's back home because I wanted her to be. I want to be very clear that my stance on cheating has always been a hard no and an absolute relationship ender. But I'll be honest people, I truly love this woman, and that's the only reason I'm here now and posting this now. In my personal opinion, I do not think she is remorseful enough or at all, and that hurts a lot too. She also said nothing was ever physical with him, but am I supposed to believe that it was only talk and text with an ex for 7 months? I'm just scared because I really do want this to work, but I cannot have this happen to me again. She swears it will never happen again. She also assured me it was never going to happen to begin with. Lord have mercy on me. Update. Here's an update in case anyone is wondering. These days have been really difficult. The hardest days of my life so far and they aren't really getting any easier, but I think my wife and I finally figured out the real root issue. There are many issues, but to me, by and far, the largest one is that she is a pathological liar. Not diagnosed medically yet, but everything about the definition of a pathological liar is my wife from front to back. I think this goes way back to mostly her dad. But the dad issues have really warped her and made her a chameleon, so to speak. She doesn't know how to just be herself. Starting at a young age, she got accustomed to lying to get approval and feel loved because being herself wasn't enough. And I do believe it because I have absolutely seen the way her dad treats her. He's very nice to his other daughter, defends her, says nice things, but is the opposite to my wife. I don't want to put too much more out there, but I do want to seek some more advice on this. If we confront her parents with this, get help for both of us, her individually as well, can she reverse this and become an authentic and honest person?
So let me get this straight. You and your wife are childhood friends. You knew that she had daddy issues. You willingly became her affair partner. She left her ex to be with you. And now, you're wondering why she's cheating on you too? So basically, she betrayed her fiancé years ago just to be with you, only to later betray you and reconcile with her ex-fiancé. Classic plot twist. Look, OP, Don't you see that she is just repeating the same cycle? 1. She can't make up her mind. 2. She starts an affair and then a few months later, number 3, she will leave you for that new affair partner. OP, you're a fucking douchebag. You got exactly what you deserve. You're so full of shit that you can't even admit your own behavior. But unfortunately for you, you don't have a vagina. So playing the victim will not work out for you, asshole. And now for today's second story. The Misleadings of a Wife and a Husband's Revenge. Posted by Reddit user new account 9877.
Longtime fan of this sub and finally have a story worth telling. Let me first start out by saying there are no saints in this story, but clearly I have sided with one. Jack and Jill have been married for 5 or 6 years and are close to the family. Jill has struggled with a methamphetamine addiction, but has had periods of being clean. They now have a sweet 4-year-old daughter. There is a lot of family support, but Jill has been distancing herself from family for the last year. Very much the sign of the meth user, but she is clever and has mostly everyone doubting reality, passes P tests, always has some alibi, etc. For the last 6 months, she finally got a job. A real job working on computers, supposedly. But Jack and the family had never seen a paycheck, nor will she give the address of where she works. Jack's truck was broken into, let's say 4 weeks ago. Jill went to JCPenney's in Jack's truck, shopped, came back to the truck, the door was broken into, and Jack's gun was missing out of the lockbox. She called the cops and filed a report. I heard about this and immediately became suspicious of Jill. Well, it's too early for me to say anything, because some family members might be offended by my allegations, but I still tiptoe around the subject. Jack is also suspicious, but kind of under her spell and to some degree believes her story. 2 weeks ago, let's say Jack's truck was broken into again, this time in another public parking lot. This now happens the day after Jack puts $2,000 of new tools in the locked tool chest. Someone broke into the truck, found the key to the tool chest, and stole all the tools. Jill calls the police and files a report again. What? Jill has to tell the same story again. What a coincidence. Many rumblings amongst family now. Jill showing only digital pay stubs, always out, dumping daughter off at family's house to take care of, and 2 break-ins within just a couple weeks. Jack works very long shifts and isn't home that often. Now suddenly, Jack sees a draft on his bank account for $450 by some other chick's name. Tracks this girl down, calls her up and grills her. Finds out Jill met her somewhere in town and has been asking her for rides. Telling her stories of her abusive, controlling husband who won't leave her any money to buy groceries for her daughter. Mostly true, Jack has got a lock on the money, ensuring family money actually goes for food and utilities. But Jill is convincing. Jill's new girlfriend buys it and helps her by cashing a fraudulent check. Jack tells Jill's new girlfriend, who by this time has been contacted by police and is scared shitless, that unless you help me and the cops, I will press charges. Jack now has quite a bit of ammo on Jill and calls her out. You're always in town at your so-called job, you're stealing money, you must be on drugs again. Jill, under pressure, cracks a bit and says yes, she has a boyfriend in town. That's where she's at during the day, but won't cop to any meth use. Passes drug test. Jack finally says, you bitch. You watch, in 3 days, you're going to see your boyfriend in the paper, amongst other things. Jack goes home, picks up daughter, drives out of town to my house and spends a few days. Wife and I entertain my niece while Jack is on the phone. Jack's first day here, he finds real boyfriend's name, not the name Jill gave. Jack finds out boyfriend is on parole. Parole for methamphetamines. Jack also calls Jill's new girlfriend again. Finds out she knows more than she said the day prior. She knows Jill's boyfriend. Jack reminds her, if you don't tell the cops everything you know, I will press charges. Jack then calls the parole officer on day 2 and says, hey officer, just wanted to say that my truck was broken into 4 weeks ago and my gun was stolen. His wife appears to be on meth, and she copped to hanging out with this guy, Jerry, let's say. Parole officer, do you know for sure if it was Jerry that broke into your truck? Jack, I can't be positive, but my truck was broken into again 2 weeks later and more stuff was stolen. Seems like too much of a coincidence. Also, my wife's new girlfriend also knows Jerry, and I can have her call you to tell her what she knows. By the way, here is Jerry's new address. Jill's new girlfriend, still scared shitless, calls parole officer to help any way she can get out of charges herself. Says, yes I know Jerry, and lately he's been carrying around a new pistol. Parole officer now has corroborated accounts of a parolee in possession of a firearm, something a parolee by law cannot have. The parole officer calls Jack on day 3 and says, "Well, Jack, I went to the address. Your wife answered, then slammed the door. We had to kick the door open. The boyfriend was found inside with meth in his possession. Both boyfriend and your wife are now in custody. Your wife has been charged with obstruction, and oh, we found this pistol. Jack, was it this make and model with synthetic stocks and a stainless steel frame with this serial number?" Parole officer, yes for all the above, except that the serial numbers have been scratched off. What the fuck? Our heads were spinning. Jill and her boyfriend are sitting in jail. Boyfriend is a parolee with multiple new felony charges. To name a few, illegal substances, stolen firearm, and defacing a firearm. Jill has since been released, but boyfriend, well, he's going to be there for a while. Jack's last words to us were, "I told her, give me 3 days and you'd see his name in the paper." I'll end it with, I adore both Jack and Jill and I hope they can work this out for their future and for their daughters. They're still young and like some of us, late bloomers.
You ruined it. Fucking hell. You ruined it. Work this out. What the fuck is wrong with you, OP? This story was magnificent and truly worthy of ProRevenge, but you ruined the damn thing with your closing statement. Fucking hell, man. I hope that Jack divorces her, gets full custody of the kid, and never has to deal with her bullshit again. She's a drug addict. She's a cheater. She's a thief. And let me point this out, she is the worst kind of thief. She was stealing from her husband, from her own family, stealing the money that was meant for their daughter. How fucking dare you even suggest that they try and work things out? Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.